don't blink. It's just the boy Ink. Welcome to the show. Hope you guys are doing well. Because I'm having a wonderful day on this 5th November 2024. I had problems sleeping this morning, which means that we slept later, which means that we woke up later. I usually like to take a shower or a bath. I'm not complicated about the way I clean myself, as long as I'm a clean boy. We are a happy boy. We are a good boy. And yeah, so usually I like to take a shower before we start making videos, but halas. Yeah, haram. We don't have the good weather. So we're gonna do a mukbang. We're gonna do a mukbang with eating Cheetos for cheese. It's a crab dinner. Don't get confused. We also have our delicious drink, because your boy is nothing without being awake. It's something akin, wake me up when September ends. I don't know. A lot of sleep song. It's weird. I know autumn song. Falling leaves on the ground. We'll like it lost, can you spare a dime? We'll just one more hit and we'll be fine. I swear to God, this. The subject of the mukbang, because you kind of saying ink. You're trying to gain some time. You don't have a fucking subject to talk about. It's kind of true. Not being true. The subject of the mukbang is actually one of the more interesting one. So lately, my name, my legacy, the non-existent legacy, of course, was put to shame. Long story short, I had a person. It's a long story, but let's make it short, right? And it's a fucking long story, but let's fucking go, okay? So it's super easy to I had a person come in and say, and wrote a comment, right? And say, hey, can you give me $20? I'm in this country where there's a lot of war. I need to get out, right? But when you look at the profile is using different celebrity pic. There's a lot of picture of Bella Hadid or Gigi Hadid. At this point, they're look-alike. I'm sorry, her sister. If you want to get mad at me, I don't give no what. So they were using a picture of a person crying. I was like, okay, well, it's kind of sad because you're trying to make yourself look sadder. So people give more. Low-key, high-key, as the kid would say. Skibbity's toilet, Phantom Taxes, the Gronks rising up, Livy, some shit like that. I don't know. I don't speak Jan, whatever the fuck they're called. So long story short, I made a video because I said, listen. And the thing with this question is, if it's true, I really want to help because it's horrible. They have 3 kids, right? But if it's not true, you're taking advantage of the people. So I made a video answering this comment, and I was like, yo, if you're about to give money to a situation, please give please give the foundation. The foundation are gonna be like, you know what? This family is in need, but this family is more in need. You give it to this family, right? You want to help a situation, help the people that need it. You're not gonna go to a country, right? And I mean this. I'm fat too. I'm a fat guy. You know me. You guys saw me. I'm a fat guy. I'm not gonna go to a country where famine or starvation is an issue and give money to the fat guy. Doesn't make any sense. Well, this doesn't make any sense. Now, ultimately speaking, I hope people know that I'm a good person. I hope people think that I'm honest people. I've been fighting for proving my honesty, proving my transparency a lot. So my issue there was like, hey, this person is kind of using my name. So I made a video, and they took the video and put them in their story. And the whole video was like, yo, don't give to this guy, give to a foundation. Not in those words, in a nicer word, but if you understand what I'm saying, if you understand the POV, the point of view, you understand what I mean, right? And at first I was like, oh my God. And yesterday was a really weird day because we're playing a lot of the tower lately. And the tower does take a lot of time to upload. It takes yesterday I had two files to upload. I had a 42 gigs and a 64. So basically the whole day was spent uploading them, and it's weird. It's weird in a way that I didn't have a lot to do. So I was more on social media. You know, there's days where you can work. There's days you cannot work. And I was like, okay, well, I cannot work. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it is. What you gonna do, right? So I wasn't a lot on YouTube. And I was like, you know what? YouTube is great for a stream. I'm gonna go on TikTok. And then there was a huge story, a huge kind of backlash. There was a guy, a French Canadian. So we're listening to the story right now. We're listening to the story in my headphones. So, and that person was asking money for a children's hospital. Was asking money to do a charity, and the local news, and when I say local news, I mean the news of Montreal, the island of Montreal. They made a, I don't know how you say it, like a case, non-case. The research, they made a study on the case. That's a pretty good way to do it. And they were like, okay, well, this guy's he's frauding you guys. So I'm like, oh man. And it happened today. So it's like, oh. And now it's funny because people kept saying, and this is the exact. We're 6 minutes and a half in, and we're finally getting into the subject. One comment about that person, not me, that person that was fucking over people. One comment they had was, it made me shook to the core. His name is Finnish. Now, ultimately speaking, see, I'm a weird guy. I'm a really weird guy. Extremely weird. Do I care about what I did on social media? Absolutely. Do I care about my journey on social media? Absolutely. Do I care about all the work I did? Absolutely. The issue is, the real issue is, it's in the name. I wouldn't see. It's so weird. See, it's so weird, dude. I don't even know how to explain it. It's that complicated. So long story short, okay, I'm just gonna put it on pause. That way I can form a thought. Because if we're listening to here, okay. So long story short, I do care about what I built, right? TikTok was a really good way. It's a really good explanation of it. TikTok, my account is on warning. My account might be deleted, right? Now, ultimately speaking, do I care about my account being deleted? At first, absolutely. I was like, I'm gonna lose so many followers, I'm gonna be losing so many viewers. But at the same time, I said, yo, those people, they care about me, they like me. So if I lose the account, they'll follow whatever I do, right? And then I realized something. That was very, very important. Even I'm okay with losing the TikTok if I had the YouTube. If I was to lose the TikTok and the YouTube, I'd be devastated because I put in so much work, right? And then it happened. The comment yesterday. His name is Finnish. The guy name is Modogod. His name is Finnish. So everybody that's associated with it, every time it's gonna go with this name, people are gonna say, "Yo, this is a scam artist." And I was like, it's so weird because I'm like, I care about any vendetta. And the reality is, do I really care about the name that I have? The reality is, kinda. But the way I care about it is very special. I don't care about the username in vendetta. Just being honest, I fucking love my name. Fucking love that we came up with it. And when I say me, I say me. I love this. But do I have a special attachment to Invenda? No. Do I care about the handle? No. Would I create another account under a different alias or under a different handle? No, never. You're gonna see me as Invenda. And that's the craziest thing. It could have been, I don't know, Mr. Sunshine. Fucking Mr. Sunshine. And that would still be important. The reality is you get attached to a name, right? Even your name, your name at birth. My name was Stefan. I didn't choose Stefan. Now, am I okay with Stefan? Yes, that's my name. But my parents chose a name for me. So this name that is supposed to mean nothing to me actually means a lot to me because it's my name, right? And it's a name I share with other people. So the creation of Ing Vendetta, I was like, you know what? It sounded kind of cool because we're gonna be taking out this and this mukbang. This is why it's so cool. It's such a weird video, but hey, give me a chance. I just woke up. That's Rovia. It's so good. Cold, it's amazing. It's 17 degrees, not that. It's kind of cool. It's not that cold, but it's not that warm. It's nice. I love this weather. This is my preferred weather. Okay? Long story short. When I came in with the name, I was like, okay, well, I kind of like that name. Ink was a nickname that I had for a while. And we're going to be seeing that more later in the video. But I do care about the name. Because this name now has a meaning. Stefan. My real name, Stefan, is a fucking name. Do I care about the name? No. Does it mean something to me? Yes. Is it something that grew in value the more people used it? Yes, because otherwise, what are people going to call me? ABC? No, my name is Stefan. So you get attached to the nickname that you got, which is Ink Vendetta, right? And I was like, I don't want to change the name because this means so much to me. This is how people know me. And there's a lot of time where I could have scammed you guys. Okay, let's even me. I'm saying I'm looking for a job. Please help me out. Listen, guys, I'm going through a rough patch. We are going through a rough patch. Please help out. The reality is, look at us. Eating crab dinner. It's not bad, but it's not a steak, you know? Oh. And then in 3 years, oh my gosh, I got, it's nothing. I do YouTube, I do TikTok, I do Twitch. Twitch is the only one that paid. And we got, in 3 years, I got 130. You see me complaining? Do you see me asking for money? No. Because I don't need money. I don't care. I don't care. I care about the culture. The legacy I'm leaving behind. About, that's crazy. About, I still remember this. In June, there was a song. The song was Inaria, Monster. And this song, the chorus is to tell your friend that I'm a fucking monster, do it for the culture. And I never thought about this like that. I never thought about doing it for the culture. And then it changed my perception. I was like, you're doing video, but what are you doing for the culture? What are you doing for people? Not much. And I started doing things for people. And you guys have been very receptive, very, very receptive. And the community that I have, the kind of cool thing about the community that I have is most of those people, I'm an older brother. I'm an older person in life. I'm 31. I'm an older brother. A lot of people. And what is really, really fucking cool, what is insanely cool, honestly, guys, I could have asked for a better gift. I have a very positive image, I hope so, on social media. And again, people look at me like a bigger brother. And then literally we created a gaming channel, and we starting to talk about this. And I get a lot of younger people, and they see me and they're asking for advice. And slowly but surely, I think the image we're creating on the Vendetta channel, the gaming channel, is of a bigger brother, right? So they say I'm very, very optimistic. I'm very happy. I'm very proud of this. I'm extremely proud of this. Like, understand that your name has a value. There's 12 Alex. Let's say there's 12 Alex just in this street. It's a big street. So there's 12 Alex in the street, and one of them is a fucking asshole. When you talk about Alex, you're like, oh, which one? Because there's one that's an asshole. So your name does have value. No. What is the subject of this video? What is the true subject of this video? Because this is just the amuse-bouche. This is just the tip of the iceberg. What is the iceberg instead? Well, why in Vendetta? Because again, it doesn't really matter what's the name that I chose. I love Vendetta. Don't get me wrong. This name for me is absolutely phenomenal. There's a lot of reason for that. There's a lot of reason for that, but not a specific reason. So why the name? And you guys are gonna say, well, we did a video about this like this summer. creating ink vendetta. So this is a 30 minutes video, and it was. You see, it's nuts. The creating ink vendetta, okay, on paper, was a video about how did I come up with the nickname, how did I come up to create content, how did I come up with the channel, right? And the reality is, I talked a lot about why are we doing content, why it's weird because I think back then I didn't care about it. Well, it's complicated. It's really complicated. I think back then I didn't really care about the nickname. I didn't care about what name I was using, what handle I was using. I didn't care, right? But then at the same time, back in the days, I was reaching 100 followers. So that was 2 years ago. The first video that I do. So it meant a lot. This video meant a lot in the sense of, this one of the first videos I did. It was possibly in 2022 when I started making face content, which is what we're doing right now. Ultimately speaking, it didn't mean a lot. And I feel so bad saying this. I feel so horrible saying it. I feel like a fucking asshole. But the reality is, I was a content creator for 2 years. I was under 100 followers. One of the things with the followers that I have that I understand is my reach is a lot more. For example, we did a video about a dude who was a complete asshole. We made a video denouncing him, and people were mad at me. They were using your platform to talk shit about people, and the guy might have deserved it, but they were right. I added oil to the fire, and I was fighting a person that couldn't fight back because they had like 200 followers versus 9,000. Right? It's crazy. I felt like I was justified to do it. But if people don't feel like I was justified to do it, then possibly I'm wrong. If you're in a room, okay, of 30 people, okay, and they're all saying the sky is fucking orange. It doesn't matter if the sky is blue. There's 29 people telling you the sky is orange. There's gonna be a moment of time gonna say, you know what? There's a reason why all of these people are saying the sky is orange, and it's not to troll. There's some people in there that truly believe the sky is orange, and it's a belief of, okay, so what do you believe versus what I believe. And now you can talk about the facts and the fact that we can go outside and see the sky is blue, right? But what happens if I go in the sunset? What happens if I go in the sunset and the sky is orange? They're right for an hour or two a day, but they're right, you know. So this video didn't mean much to me, but now it means a lot to me. So we're gonna do a small recap of why I'm doing content. I was in a bad position in life. I wanted to escape life. I was getting bullied a lot in life. I was getting walked on a lot in life. Now, technically speaking, I did allow it. I didn't stop it, which is my fault, my burden to carry. You're right. But I was getting bullied a lot. So one of the answers to the bullying was listening to music. So listening to music brought me a lot of joy because it was an escape from the real world. Imagine you're living your normal life. You're living your normal life and you're in a position where you cannot handle the real life. So you go music, you hide in, right? You're hiding. You're kind of almost stimulated by the hate. And then I started listening to different artists because music was a lot. So the truth is, I spent a year listening to music every single day. And after that I was tired because it was always the same song. I was spending more time listening to the music that I had than finding a new song. And when you spend more time listening to music, then you get overused to the music, which it's kind of like, it's not as good. So that's one. Number two, I started listening to different podcasts because podcasts was a big thing. However, I was listening to 4 and 5 podcasts, and they were releasing one episode a week, so I had to carry on with more than one podcast, and those podcasts always have similar artists, so it was a lot of the same thing, and I was like, ugh, I'm bored. After a 6 months, 8 months, I didn't do the podcast anymore. I didn't care about the podcast. The next part was on YouTube. We had a couple of we had some videos. The first one was Nicocado Avocado. Nicocado was great. Nicocado was fucking phenomenal. It's such a crazy story when you think about it, and it's such a simple story. it's trying to think to Mikado. The Mikado was perfect because he was getting videos out every single day an hour. I had an 8 hours day, but every single day I had like a 20 minutes, 30 minutes guaranteed of content, which was good, which was really good. So I was like, okay, no problem. And then I started listening to Kid Boga. And the reality is, the way I found Kid Boga is fucking phenomenal. I was watching Onish Prank, which is prank calls. It's, Kid Boga is scam baiting, basically scamming, baiting scammers to spend time with him, so that way they don't spend time with people that can be falling victim. So it's like, you're an asshole, you're a bully, but you're only bullying one person, so this person suffers, but everybody else is safe. Now, Kit, the beautiful thing about Kit is that he knew how to counter them. He would play along, right? And Kit was also sort of prank called because he was making fun of them. Not in the way of haha, he's fucking dumb. In the way of, I cannot believe that they think that this makes sense. And Kit was a wonderful, it was so amazing. Kit was so amazing. It's funny because I discovered Kit about so long ago. It was so long ago. It was about 4 or 5 years ago. And then Kit was my favorite guy because the thing with Kit is he wouldn't upload as much as Nico Caro did. But he was already doing this for 3-4 years. So he had multiple videos of 4 or 5 hours. And when I say multiple, I say even 1,000. No, the thing is with Kit, the thing with Kit is it's like stories. So it has a beginning, it has a point, and another end. So every single story, every single video is a story. Every single video lasting 5 hours is a story, right? It's a short story, but it's a story. And even Mort, I was listening to Mort, which would do short horror story. And it would do there's a video of 40 hours, which is phenomenal. And I was listening to a lot of content, but I really fell in love with Kit because Kit was funny. Kit was charismatic. Kit knew how to do a story. He was a storyteller. So I fell in love with Kit. And then Kid Boga. So we talk about Kid Boga and more Kid Boga on YouTube and on Twitch. I'm just going to give them a follow. They're super cool. When I say them, I say the two channel. I'm not talking about multiple people. It's Kit. I don't know his real name. It's very secretive, but that's cool. So Kit, the problem with Kit is I over-listened to him. And we had the pandemic. In the pandemic, I spent 6 weeks. No, it was more than that. It was a couple of months, actually. Maybe 4 or 5 months where I was out of work because there was a pandemic, the COVID pandemic. So what I did, I listened to Kit. And I listened to his whole channel 1, 2, maybe 3 times. And that was it. But I wanted more. I wanted more of Kit. And Kit, every single time, we'll talk about Twitch. With Twitch, he was like, oh, if you want more, you can follow me on Twitch. And I didn't know about Twitch. I know it's hard to believe that I know about Twitch, but I didn't know about Twitch. I was out of the loop. I wasn't on social media a lot. I wasn't on social media at all, to be honest. So I wouldn't see Twitch. And it's coming Twitch. And the first day, it's kind of nuts. The first fucking day. I'm impulsive in life. I'm very impulsive. So, it's a shame. It's a shame because that's the best thing I did, but that's also the worst thing I did. I went on Twitch about gaming. The same day, I started streaming. 9 May 2021. Now, again, I was extremely sad about work. I started streaming. I need a name. So that's where it's getting interesting. Why the name? Why Inc? Well, at 22 years old, which was 9 years ago, I did a humongous depression. Humongous. Now, with depression, one of the symptoms of depression is paranoia. Paranoia is you believe that everybody can see why you're sad. I would look at people and I would think that they were thinking, this guy is weird, something is wrong with that guy. They didn't give a shit. But again, I couldn't understand that. So, I started getting tattoos. I started getting a lot of tattoos. I took a lot of tattoos. these are the tip of the iceberg. You guys know how much tattoos I have, and the goal behind the tattoo was the real goal behind the tattoo. The first goal was, okay, well, I want them to be looking at the outside versus the inside. The more they focus on the tattoo, the less they cared, and it worked beautifully. People would look at me, complete stranger, at like parties. They were like, yo, you have a lot of tattoo, that's so cool. What does it one mean? What this one mean? And inside, I was fucking crumbling. Inside, I was depressed. I was a piece of shit. I was less than a shadow of myself. But they weren't focusing on that, so I could play along, I could lie, I could manipulate. It was a dark period of my life. It was a very dark period of my life. But I could possibly be like, bruh, I do whatever the fuck I want, right? And it was kind of cool. It was really cool. Then I started getting the nickname Ink because I had a lot of ink. And it's funny because people call me like that. This was not a good nickname. It was not a positive nickname. It was a nickname because I was a guy who you could talk about tattoos, he would care. Talk about music, he would care. But you never get much of his personal life. I wouldn't open up to people, and that's because of the trauma of being depressed for multiple years. Would call me Ink, which is, yeah, you know what Ink is. So that name came up, and I actually like that name. I actually like that name because, to me, Stefan, as you guys know my name, doesn't mean a lot. It doesn't mean much. So, Stefan was never, it's my name, right? But it was never really, as a kid, it wasn't my name. It never really was my name. So you're gonna say, how does that make sense? Well, my mom, she was very, very in love. My mom, she's a angel. She's very nice to everybody. And then people it's so crazy. It's so crazy. People will know me, and they would know either my father. Lachine is a small town. Lachine is a very, very small town. I don't know my mom or my dad. My mom, again, being super kind. Everybody loved my mom. My father, completely different. My father was a man of kind of maybe, I don't know. My father is really loved, but also really respected. So there's a difference between being loved and respected. My father is extremely respected. Is he loved? I don't know. I think he's appreciated more than love. My mom, people would like, oh, your mom is so nice. You're so lucky. My father's like, oh, I know your father, right? But it's weird. It's weird because my father was a man that was working at, okay, so Lachine being small, they have this one company that hired a lot of people. That one company was the Lachine City. Lachine City would hire a shit ton of people. Now, Lachine City was very well regarded because you're working towards the betterment of your society. You're very I don't know the word in English. I'm thinking in French. You're very involved in the city. So people know you. My father also, a small thing, my father had a big mouth, just like his son, just like me. And my father was the union rep. So he was really respected. Union rep is, so there's in multiple company, okay, that's something, if you're younger, you don't understand, but I'll tell you, I'm gonna explain to you. It's super easy. You got the bosses, right? And you kind of got the bosses of employees. The boss of employees is the union. Union will say, hey, stop doing overtime because you're doing too much overtime, other people cannot work. So they're kind of keeping peace with the workers, you know? My father was at the top of that. Yeah, I don't think he was the head of the union, but he was one of the leader. And he was really respected for that. So if you knew my father, they'd say, hey, you're the son of X of Régent. And if you know my mom, oh, your mom is so nice, Mona, I love Mona. But they would never call me, and that's the truth. They would never call me Stefan. When I was going to, I would always remember, right? I was at the grocery store. Somebody talked to me because they knew my father. And then it's the person, he was a dude, his wife came in. Maybe his wife, I hope it was his wife, I hope it was not his daughter. But the wife came and he's like, oh, do you know this kid? And the guy said, yeah, he's the son of... And to be honest, it's very normal to be said that, for someone to say that. It's very normal for people like, oh yeah, he's the son of... But the fact that I never really have people calling me by my name, even in high school, my nickname was Charest, which is my father's name, my father's family name. I wouldn't call Stefan, I would be called Charest. So as a young adult, right, I had the spirit of moving into the apartment. In the apartment, I was very, very, very I was very isolated. I would avoid social interaction. So I again at 22, I went to the apartment at 20. Started going to the party at 22. 22, I made my depression. I was called Ink, and the apartment, my name was Ink because I wasn't a social. I didn't feel like I had my own personality. I didn't think I was my own person. I was the son of, not my own person. So Ink stayed, and then the nickname. I kind of like the nickname because again, it's short, it's easy to remember, and it's way better than fucking being called the son of. I love my parents. I love my parents. I love them to death. Am I gonna live in their shadow for my whole life? No, no way. So the Ink, and then I was gonna call myself Ink, and incredibly enough, I found a way to get the Twitch because I was creating a Twitch. It was cool, and it was insane. So what I was able to do, Y, N, K, right? And that was my first name. I didn't even create the account. That was the first name I wrote. I was creating the account, and I was like, Ink is cool. But I'm avoiding life. I'm trying to get the second life, so let's call it a different name. Now, luckily enough, I was in such a depressive state that I would watch 3 movies every single month to raise me up. So the first movie was Fight Club. The second movie was Dante's Inferno, because that movie is phenomenal. That movie is about a dude that thinks that he's doing something right. He thinks that he's a hero, but he's not a hero. He's a horrible person, but he doesn't know. Fight Club was also about revolution. And at the very end, I was watching V for Vendetta. And V for Vendetta was about defending people. You see, Fight Club wasn't about defending people. It was about creating a better, right? Better society. V for Vendetta was about helping people. And I want to call myself Vendetta. And I found a way to get the Vendetta. Once again, super simple trick. Capital V, right? Vendetta, right? Underscore at the end, and I got it. I got it. But after that, I was like, holy shit, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy that's only known for being a dick. I'm still Ink. I'm not only a Vendetta. I want to be Vendetta, but I wasn't able to. And then I entered Ink Vendetta because I was like, it was the perfect time. It's just the best thing. It was the best thing because it was part of my old life and part of my new life. Now the funny thing is, it's absolutely funny. When I first started, the little amount of people that came into the life, they would always call me Vendetta because it was a cooler name. And then they got to know me, that I'm kind, I'm softer. I'm not a fucking vengeful spirit, if that makes any sense. See, it was easy, dude. It was easy to see who I was. People started calling me Ink because a bit softer than Vendetta. And this is the Ink Vendetta story. This is why we got that nickname. Might not be a legacy, but at least I'm gonna do something for culture.